ATI TEAS 7 Math Study Guide. Question 1. During a task at the recreation center, a program coordinator is organizing practice syringes. A package of 7 identical items costs $21. What is the cost per item? Option A, $3. Option B, $14. Option C, $2.63. Option D, $147. The correct answer is option A, $3. Divide the total cost by the number of identical items in the package. Multiplying the quantities would produce a value that grows with the package size instead of reducing it to 1 unit. A unit rate expresses the cost for exactly 1 item. For the program coordinator's record at the recreation center, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for practice syringes. Question 2. At the blood donation drive, a program coordinator reviews quantities involving study packets with the counting stage. Evaluate 8x plus 7 when x equals 7. Option A, 63. Option B, 22. Option C, 112. Option D, 49. The correct answer is option A, 63. Following the order of operations prevents the substitution from being added before multiplication. Evaluating an expression means replacing the variable with its given value. Substitute the value using parentheses, complete multiplication, and then combine the constant term. For the program coordinator's record at the blood donation drive, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for study packets. Question 3. A planning sheet from the student tutoring lab lists information about sample containers, with the program coordinator handling the converting stage. A triangular panel has a base of 16 centimeters and a perpendicular height of 9 centimeters. What is its area? Option A, 144 square centimeters. Option B, 72 square centimeters. Option C, 12.5 square centimeters. Option D, 25 square centimeters. The correct answer is option B, 72 square centimeters. Using the slanted side in place of the perpendicular height would not measure the correct surface. Multiply the base by the height and divide the product by 2. A triangle occupies half the area of a rectangle with the same base and perpendicular height. For the program coordinator's record at the student tutoring lab, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for sample containers. Stressed about your GED? We can take GED for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 4. While working in the outpatient reception desk, a program coordinator must calculate a value for appointment cards, with the grouping stage. A data display contains 26, 24, 23, 27. What is the average value? Option A, 25. Option B, 4. Option C, 26. Option D, 100. The correct answer is option A, 25. An average balances the total equally across all observations. Add the displayed values and divide by the number of entries. The average should remain within the observed minimum and maximum. For the program coordinator's record at the outpatient reception desk, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for appointment cards. Question 5. The college print shop uses a record to track boxes of gloves, with the program coordinator handling the inspecting stage. Round 231.68 to the nearest tenth? Option A, 231.8. Option B, 231.7. Option C, 231.6. Option D, 231.9. The correct answer is option B, 231.7. Increase the target digit when the neighboring digit is 5 or more, otherwise leave it unchanged. Rounding uses the digit immediately to the right of the requested place. All digits to the right are then removed or replaced with zeros according to place value. For the program coordinator's record at the college print shop, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for boxes of gloves. Question 6. For a project in the wellness seminar, a program coordinator is reviewing nutrition labels. The record shows 87 items from one delivery and 31 from another. How many items are listed altogether? Option A, 128. Option B, 56. Option C, 2,697. Option D, 118. The correct answer is option D, 118. Addition combines separate quantities that belong to the same total. A reasonable check is that the total must be greater than either delivery by itself. Align the place values and add each column, regrouping when a column reaches 10. For the program coordinator's record at the wellness seminar, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for nutrition labels. Question 7. A report prepared at the Supply Distribution Center summarizes data about measuring cups, with the program coordinator handling the organizing stage. The proportion 6/9 equals 36/x models the situation. Which value makes the proportion true? Option A, 51. Option B, 324. Option C, 24. Option D, 54. The correct answer is option D, 54. Cross minus multiply to create an equation and divide by the coefficient attached to the unknown. Substituting the result back into both ratios should produce matching values. A proportion states that two ratios are equal. For the program coordinator's record at the Supply Distribution Center, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for measuring cups. Question 8. Before an activity at the local museum, a program coordinator checks the amount of training manuals, with the counting stage. Between which two consecutive whole numbers does square root 56 lie? Option A, between 6 and 7. Option B, between 8 and 9. Option C, between 7 and 8. Option D, between 49 and 50. The correct answer is option C, between 7 and 8. The radical must lie between those roots because squaring is increasing for non-negative values. A non-perfect square can be located by comparing it with nearby perfect squares. Identify the consecutive squares that fall below and above the radicand, then use their roots as bounds. For the program coordinator's record at the local museum, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for training manuals. Are you looking for Get Actual questions? Visit our website pokerexams.com to access Get Study Guide with actual questions and answers. Scan the QR code or click the link in the description to get answer key today. Question 9. The program coordinator at the meal-prep class is responsible for measuring water bottles. Which point is the midpoint of the segment joining 7, 7, and 15, 13? Option A, 8, 6. Option B, 11, 10. Option C, 22, 20. Option D, 7, 14. The correct answer is option B, 11, 10. Using coordinate differences would measure change rather than identify the center of the segment. Add the x minus values and divide by 2, then repeat the process with the y minus values. A midpoint averages the corresponding coordinates of the endpoints. For the program coordinator's record at the meal-prep class, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for water bottles. Question 10. A worksheet used in the community theater contains measurements for first-aid kits, with the program coordinator handling the grouping stage. A right triangle has legs of 3 units and 4 units. What is the hypotenuse? Option A, 12 units. Option B, 5 units. Option C, 7 units. Option D, 1 units. The correct answer is option B, 5 units. The Pythagorean theorem relates the two legs of a right triangle to its hypotenuse. Square both legs, add the squares, and take the square root of the sum. Adding the side lengths directly does not account for the right minus angle geometry. For the program coordinator's record at the community theater, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for first-aid kits. Question 11. As part of a routine check at the conference registration desk, a program coordinator examines bus passes, with the preparing stage. An event occurred 8 times in 25 trials. What is the experimental probability of the event? Option A, 8/25. Option B, 3 1/8. Option C, 17/25. Option D, 8/17. The correct answer is option A, 8/25. Divide the number of recorded successes by the total number of trials and simplify. Experimental probability is based on observed results rather than a theoretical model. Increasing the number of trials generally makes the experimental rate more stable. For the program coordinator's record at the conference registration desk, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for bus passes. Question 12. A supply request from the day-care supply closet includes several entries for poster boards, with the program coordinator handling the reviewing stage. How much simple interest is earned on $500 at 5% per year for 2 years? Option A, $551.25. Option B, $12.50. Option C, $500.10. Option D, $50. The correct answer is option D, $50. Simple interest uses the original principal for every time period. Compounding would repeatedly change the balance and is not part of the simple minus interest model. Multiply principal, annual rate written as a decimal, and time in years. For the program coordinator's record at the day minus care supply closet, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for poster boards. Question 13. The public transit hub is preparing for an event that uses lab trays, with the program coordinator handling the organizing stage. A quantity changes from 85 to 125. What is the percent increase? Round to the nearest tenth if needed? Option A, 40%. Option B, 147.1%. Option C, 32%. Option D, 47.1%. The correct answer is option D, 47.1%. Find the numerical difference, divide that change by the original value, and convert the decimal to a percent. Dividing by the new value would answer a different comparison and can noticeably alter the rate. Percent change uses the original quantity as the comparison base. For the program coordinator's record at the public transit hub, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for lab trays. Question 14. A program coordinator creates a calculation for storage bins at the emergency preparedness class, with the counting stage. Which scientific minus notation expression represents 130,000? Option A, a 0.13 times 10 to the power of fourth. Option B, 1.3 times 10 to the power of fourth. Option C, 1.3 times 10 to the power of fifth. Option D, 13 times 10 to the power of fifth. The correct answer is option C, 1.3 times 10 to the power of fifth. A value greater than 1 produces a positive exponent when the decimal moves left. Scientific notation uses a coefficient from 1 up to, but not including, 10 multiplied by a power of 10. Move the decimal until one non-zero digit remains to its left and count the places moved to determine the exponent. For the program coordinator's record at the emergency preparedness class, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for storage bins. Question 15. Information collected in the patient education office describes how classroom chairs are being used, with the program coordinator handling the measuring stage. A relationship has slope 6 and y minus intercept 1. Which equation represents the line? Option A, x equals 6y plus 1. Option B, y equals 6x minus 1. Option C, y equals 6x plus 1. Option D, y equals 1x plus 6. The correct answer is option C, y equals 6x plus 1. Switching the two values changes both the steepness and the point where the line crosses the vertical axis. Use the given slope as the coefficient of x and the vertical intercept as the added or subtracted term. Slope minus intercept form places the rate of change with the input variable and the starting value as a constant. For the program coordinator's record at the patient education office, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for classroom chairs. Question 16. A schedule at the campus greenhouse includes a numerical condition involving survey forms, with the program coordinator handling the packing stage. A triangular fabric piece has base 10 cm and height 3 cm. What is its area? Option A, 26 square centimeters. Option B, 13 square centimeters. Option C, 30 square centimeters. Option D, 15 square centimeters. The correct answer is option D, 15 square centimeters. Triangle area is half the product of base and perpendicular height. Multiply the two perpendicular dimensions and divide by 2. Perimeter methods do not measure the amount of surface inside the triangle. For the program coordinator's record at the campus greenhouse, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for survey forms. Question 17. The program coordinator compares two records about workbooks in the sports equipment room, with the preparing stage. A circle graph assigns 20% to training, 25% to supplies, 30% to travel, and 25% to outreach. If the total is 160, how many belong to travel? Option A, 5. Option B, 130. Option C, 48. Option D, 30. The correct answer is option C, 48. Convert the sector percentage to a decimal and multiply by the full amount. A circle minus graph sector represents its stated percentage of the entire total. Using the percentage number as a count ignores the size of the whole represented by the chart. For the program coordinator's record at the sports equipment room, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for workbooks. Question 18. A quality check in the technology lab requires a calculation involving name badges, with the program coordinator handling the reviewing stage. A budget of $140 has $35 already spent. How much remains? Option A, $175. Option B, $95. Option C, $35. Option D, $105. The correct answer is option D, $105. Remaining funds are found by subtracting expenses from the starting budget. The remainder should be non-negative and smaller than the original budget. Align the decimal points and subtract the amount spent from the available amount. For the program coordinator's record at the technology lab, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for name badges. Stressed about your ATI TEAS? We can take ATI TEAS for you remotely and undetected. We always guarantee a pass and payments only after results. To send us an email, scan the code or tap the link in the description and let's get it done. Question 19. The charity fundraiser has set a target related to digital thermometers, with the program coordinator handling the organizing stage. A total of 18.0 units is divided equally among 5 groups. How much is in each group? Option A, 1.8. Option B, 23. Option C, 13. Option D, 3.6. The correct answer is option D, 3.6. Divide the total by the number of groups and maintain decimal place value throughout the calculation. Multiplying the quotient by the group count should return the original total. Equal distribution is represented by division. For the program coordinator's record at the charity fundraiser, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for digital thermometers. Question 20. A program coordinator uses a table to monitor supply cartons at the nutrition workshop, with the counting stage. Convert 12,000 milliliters to liters. Which measurement is equivalent? Option A, 12 liters. Option B, 1.2 liters. Option C, 12 million liters. Option D, 1,012 liters. The correct answer is option A, 12 liters. The unit labels provide a useful magnitude check because the same physical quantity is being expressed differently. Moving from a smaller metric unit to a larger one reduces the numerical value. Divide by the number of smaller units contained in one larger unit. For the program coordinator's record at the nutrition workshop, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for supply cartons. Question 21. An activity log from the water-quality project contains values for meal portions, with the program coordinator handling the comparing stage. Solve 4x plus 11 equals 39. Option A, hex equals 7. Option B, hex equals 28. Option C, hex equals 18. Option D, hex equals 9.8. The correct answer is option A, x equals 7. Applying identical operations to both sides maintains equality throughout the process. Remove the constant term first and then divide by the coefficient. A 2- step equation is undone in reverse order from the operations applied to the variable. For the program coordinator's record at the water-quality project, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for meal portions. Question 22. The program coordinator is revising a plan for index cards in the school newspaper office, with the packing stage. A circular display has a radius of 3 centimeters. Using 3.14 for pi, what is its circumference? Option A, 28.26 centimeters. Option B, 18.84 centimeters. Option C, 18 centimeters. Option D, 9.42 centimeters. The correct answer is option B, 18.84 centimeters. Circumference measures the distance around a circle. Multiply pi by the diameter, or double the radius before multiplying by pi. Squaring the radius belongs to the area formula and would produce square units. For the program coordinator's record at the school newspaper office, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for index cards. Question 23. A short report from the Community Art Studio presents a mathematical problem involving folders, with the program coordinator handling the distributing stage. A bar graph records values of 13, 22, 11, and 24 for 4 categories. How much greater is the fourth bar than the third? Option A, 35. Option B, 24. Option C, 13. Option D, 9. The correct answer is option C, 13. Subtract the smaller displayed value from the larger displayed value. A comparison between 2 bar heights is found by subtraction. Adding the bars gives a combined total rather than the requested difference. For the program coordinator's record at the Community Art Studio, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for folders. Question 24. The job-training program must adjust its plan for tickets, with the program coordinator handling the reviewing stage. A session runs from 8:18 to 9:58. How many minutes does it last? Option A, 60 minutes. Option B, 1096 minutes. Option C, 100 minutes. Option D, 160 minutes. The correct answer is option C, 100 minutes. Elapsed time is the difference between the ending and starting clock times. Counting only the minute digits can miss a change in the hour. Convert both times to minutes from a common reference point and subtract. For the program coordinator's record at the job-training program, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for tickets. Question 25. A calculation is needed before exercise bands can be prepared at the housing office, with the program coordinator handling the organizing stage. Evaluate the numerical expression 20 plus 5 times 7. Which value results? Option A, 32. Option B, 55. Option C, 107. Option D, 175. The correct answer is option B, 55. Parentheses would be required to make the addition occur first. Multiplication has priority over addition in the standard order of operations. Compute the product before combining it with the remaining term. For the program coordinator's record at the housing office, the final selection should preserve the stated unit or mathematical form for exercise bands.